The following program is produced by the AM First Radio Network and distributed by Global American Broadcasting, the GAB Radio Network.
The revolution starts now. You're about to enter the Real Estate Expert Online Radio Show. The Jake and Cliff Show is on, showing you how real estate investing can make your dreams, your future, your financial freedom, your reality. And now, your hosts, Jake and Cliff.
That's right. It's time. I know a lot of you wait with bated breath throughout the week, and you wring your hands with yearning, a sense of yearning, and say, when, oh, when will Jake and Cliff come back? Well, that time is here. We are back, and it is the Real Estate Expert Online Radio Show. Just for those who want to call in with your real estate questions, our on-air number is 888-909-1050. That's 888-909-1050. The off-air number, for those who are listening on our affiliates or at a different time of day or a different day even, is 800-396-1501. And Cliff, what is the URL for the website this week? I know that's kind of in flux right now, so I'm going to let you handle that.
Yeah, we're actually in the process of having a new website built, so it should be done in the next couple days. But the page to go to today, turn your page. It sounds like we're going to read the comic books. No, the liverealestateevents.com is the place to go today, because what we're doing is we're having the event in Rancho Cucamonga next weekend.
That's right.
Saturday and Sunday. It's a 2-day property tour, and I think we do have a bus. So we're going to get on a bus, and we're going to go look at houses. We're going to learn how to create lasting monetary earning skills, as well as create a lot of network connections, a lot of people in the business as far as other professionals, not other investors, but like real estate agents, contractors, title representatives, just the people, mortgage brokers, and hard money lenders, all of which are pretty much necessary in order to create this business and maintain this business and have a team put together. So we're going to introduce you to a team that's local to the area and show you not only how to create a local team, but how to create teams in a not so local area. So like if you wanted to do things in a distant location, say if you live in California, in say Santa Barbara, California, and you wanted to do real estate transactions in San Diego County, one of the things that we show you is how to create those relationships and find the right people to do the things that you need to have done on your properties. And Jake, the reason that everyone should go to liverealestateevents.com is because the seats are going fast. And we want to make sure that you don't get left outside the door, because we do have a limit of the amount of people that are going to be able to be there. It's a smaller room. We do these intimate style training sessions in order to be able to answer all your questions. I think one of the things that we stand above and beyond the rest of the people out there is we answer the questions. You know, you come, you want to learn, you learn and hear new strategies, and you have questions on how they operate or how to engage them or how to enact them or how to get started in the business. If you've never done this before, there's a lot of questions. And Jake, I think you can almost agree with me. And when we interview the people coming out of the events, we ask them the questions of what was one of the things that you took out of this that you liked the most, and it was number one answer is answered my questions. We ask questions, and Cliff and Jake literally answer the questions. So come to our event. It's going to be in Rancho Cucamonga. I love that name. It is on the 19th and 20th, which is next weekend, Saturday and Sunday. And it is from approximately 8:30. We start 8:30 and we'll go to about 6:30. And it's absolutely free. So if you're listening to the show right now and you are driving, make sure you pull over to the side of the road before you look at the the radio live real estate events.com. But make sure you register today. We're going to see a lot of people sign up in the next few days because that's typically the way it goes. And we are limited on seating. So get your seat, get it quick. And did you want to add anything to that, Jake?
Just who put a nickel in you? Because all I asked you to do was to give the listeners the URL location for this week because the website was changing, and you launch into this diatribe about the Rancho Cucamonga event, and I'm just sitting here, just going, what happened? When did I lose control?
I'm excited. I get so excited about these events because, number one, I get to share. You get to share. We talk about the latest strategies that are going to enable you as a listener to get involved in real estate investing. It's something that's fun. It's something that can be extremely profitable. And, after doing this for 20-something years, I know how to avoid the mistakes that most of the either beginning investors make or people that haven't done it very many times. You do 10, 15, 20 deals and everybody thinks they're an expert. And, that's just scraping the surface of what could happen. I was reading this morning on Facebook and a question was posed in one of the groups about should I get an LLC to do my first wholesale deal, and because they don't want to spend the money to get an LLC. And I always tell people, if you were to do a transaction and something went wrong and it cost you every single thing you have, everything, would it have been worth setting up an LLC? And I would tend to agree that the answer would probably be I would have rather spent a couple $100 to set up an LLC. What do you think about that, Jake?
Well, I think you're right. And I have a particular view about this. People will try to sell you things that you don't need, but one of the things that you do need is you need to limit your liability. And limited liability companies are just actually that. They are really handy little vehicles that you can set up that protect you from liability, because if you don't have a limited liability company, then if something happens, if there's a slip and fall, if you've got a tenant who catches a dread disease or something like that, they're going to sue you. They're going to sue you because you're the one who owns the property. And this is, if you're a sole proprietor, this is not good. They can, and this is one of the things that I teach in my part of the core of the weekend when we do it, is how to set these things up and the importance of doing it, and some of the big mistakes that you can make, which is to say, oh, well, I'll just do this deal and I'll set it up later. Tomorrow never comes. Tomorrow, maybe the odds are with you, maybe the odds aren't with you, but if it's a problematic thing. If something happens and it's not set up, it's problematic. And I can't say problematic. Yeah, go ahead.
I know what you're going to say. You can't say it enough to protect yourself and limit your liability. And I saw such really not great advice. And guys, remember, if you're getting your real estate advice off of Facebook, you might want to think about that a little bit. But everybody's an expert, and I say I'm an expert, but I've done a lot of deals to be able to say that. And when I hear somebody make a claim of just do the deal in your own personal name and worry about it later, I just cringe when I hear that, because you could buy a house and somebody could be walking on that property, whether they belong there or not, and something happens to them, gravely happens to them. You would be personally responsible for that, because you are the the owner of the property. And if they found some liability that, you didn't put a fence up, or, if a kid falls in a pool, if you buy a house with a pool and a kid climbs over the fence, falls in the pool, is drunk or whatever, or young person falls in the pool and dies, I mean, that's you. You're done. You might as well just stick a fork in it. So,
and anything can happen, and frequently does. There's this one running a serialized commercial on TV that's run by an insurance company talking about the wacky things that can happen. And that's right. Wacky things can happen. Anything can happen. And you can say, oh, yeah, but it won't happen to me. And that's the time it usually happens. So it's a smart thing to do. It really doesn't cost that much. Delivers you. And you know what it is? And all of these things that I talk about, it's the proverbial ounce of prevention. That saves the pound of cure. Because if you get involved in a litigation, a personal injury litigation, it's going to be ugly. It's going to be really ugly. So I see that our engineer Joe is telling us that we're heading towards a break here. But we will be back in just a few moments after we run some commercials, and we will talk more about these things. And Cliff, I guess that's it.
I'll get about 10 seconds to say that I've only got about 10 seconds left, and then they're going to start playing that music.
I was going to hand that off to you because I was, done. I got the 10-second thing, and I said, what do I do now? So I'll let Cliff handle it.
All right, we'll be back.
You're listening to the Real Estate Expert Online Radio Show. To start your own personal financial revolution, call 1-800-396-1501 or visit realestateexpertonline.com. Jake and Cliff will be right back.
Do you have a great idea for a radio show but have no idea where to start? Or have you been hosting a podcast for a while and want to take it to the next level? If so, you need the Gab Radio Network. To host a show on the Gab Radio Network, all you need is your voice, and we'll handle the rest, from technical engineering to full-service audio production and much more. Every show on the Gab Radio Network can be heard on our station on the TuneIn Radio app. Plus, we put all of our shows on our satellite, which is accessed by over 5,500 stations. And here's the best part. You can host from anywhere you want. There are many means to connect to the Gab Radio Network remotely, and our staff of highly trained engineers and producers will make you sound like you're right here in studio. So, if you want to be on the Gab Radio Network, the same network that hosts the Small Business Advocate, Radio MD, and the Federalist, send an email right now to sales@gabradionetwork.com. That's sales@gabradionetwork.com.
Tired of always being broke? Want to make money flipping houses like they do on TV, but you don't know where to start? Want to know how to find all the money you'll need to make profits from real estate? If you want to live the life you've always dreamed about, Cliff's Real Estate Investing Training is for you. Learn hands-on, real-world investing strategies, walk properties, and learn how to avoid the biggest mistakes. Cliff shows you what repairs sell houses faster and for bigger profits. Plus, learn how to wholesale properties for quick cash. 2 full days of training gets you started right away. Cliff gives you the latest strategies to buy, fix, and sell houses quickly so you can flip houses and make profits every time. Fire your boss and drop the 9-to-5 grind. Join Cliff and his team Saturday and Sunday, May 19th and 20th at the Courtyard by Marriott in Rancho Cucamonga. Call 1-800-396-1501 or go to www.liverealestateevents.com. That's www.liverealestateevents.com today.
Hey, Crystal, what you up to?
Oh, Fred dragged me to one of those dumb real estate seminars.
Oh, did you learn the secret to flipping houses?
No, their secret was a $40,000 sales pitch.
You know, John and I flipped 2 houses this year.
Really? Wish we did that. Did you fall for one of those overpriced programs?
No way. We use Cliff Gager's online training at realestateexpertonline.com.
Realestateexpertonline.com? Sounds expensive. Those seminar people were so pushy. Fred almost blew our entire life savings.
No, the price was so low we were skeptical at first, but it's exactly what we needed.
What's that website again?
RealestateExpertOnline.com. Cliff strategies are the real deal.
RealestateExpertOnline.com. Oh, here it is. Okay, I signed up for his webinar. I'm super excited.
I have a venti mocha for Crystal.
Oh, that's me. Thanks, Linda. RealestateExpertOnline.com will finally make our dreams come true.
Yep, RealestateExpertOnline.com worked for us.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Expert Online Radio Show with Jake and Cliff. Your personal financial revolution for financial independence continues.
Well, and we are back, and I was just thinking about what exactly to say to make sure that Cliff doesn't hog the next segment all for himself. But
oh my God, just now thinking of what to say?
And I but I'm a little slow. I mean, give me a break. I'm old. But the thing that I think has kind of been on my mind lately is I'm hailing back to the Fresno event, thinking about that. We still have people signing up from the Fresno event, not for the Rancho event, but from the Fresno event. So the things that we're talking about stay in their mind, and which is heartening, because one of the things that we talk about, and that we always talk about on this show, for those of you who maybe just joined us and don't know, is the need for each individual to have a personal financial revolution. And we know that people listen to this show probably not so much because they have this deep and abiding altruistic love for real estate. In other words, it's the kind of thing that they would do even if they didn't make any money. We know that you want to improve your financial lot in life. And we know that the circumstances in which most people find themselves today make that, to use a word, problematic. And we feel that real estate continues to be one of the best ways to alter that. Once we identify that, the problem then becomes how to do it. And of course, we here at KCAA, well, let me not speak for KCAA, but let me speak for Jake and Cliff, think that we are the way to go on that. And one of the reasons that we think that is because we really provide the training. We really do answer the questions for you. And we think that kind of, I don't want to say it makes us preeminent in the field, but we find that a lot of people come to us and they say, we went to this one, we went to that one, and we didn't get in 3 days what we got from you guys in 2.5 hours. And of course, our events last for 2 days. So if you're only listening for 2.5 hours and you're getting more than you did in 3 days with somebody else, well then, wow.
Imagine what the rest of the time
Imagine what the rest of the time is going to be like. So that's and to have knowledge is the first thing. It's the most important thing. And to have people signing up, as we did, we had somebody else sign up yesterday. In fact, there's probably 2 or 3 people who are going to be doing that from Fresno, going into Rancho Cucamonga. And Fresno was 3, maybe 4 weeks ago. That's just exciting, and it's exciting to see that the message is getting out. And what I want to convey to you is to try, you who are listening to us on the air now, is to convey an importance of that message, and to come for yourself, to come to Rancho Cucamonga, to come to the places where we are, and see if it's really true. See if Jake and Cliff really are what they say they are on the radio.
Yeah, because if you show up and you spend some time with us, you realize, anytime you sit down and you listen to somebody talk, and you really listen to what they're saying, and sometimes you go to it's been a long time for me, but I've sat in a few training events of other speakers, and as I'm sitting there, I'm listening, and I hear something that doesn't sound right, or something that that I'm sitting there and I'm like, you can't do that. It really drives me crazy, because what happens is when someone that knows what's going on hears somebody else tell a group of people, you can go out here and do this, this, and this, and this. And when you know for fact that you can't do that, it's really frustrating. And one of the things I promised myself is to never teach stuff that doesn't work. And, everybody says to me, Cliff, your methods don't change that much. And your super secret things, you keep telling the same thing. And it's like, hello, it works. Why change something if it isn't broken? But that's like what Jake said. You can't understand how much easier this can be with knowledge. With knowledge and experience on your side, you don't run into the situations like the questions that I see on Facebook or on other venues where people are asking questions because they don't know. They don't know the answer to it, and then you get 5 or 6 people chiming in there giving advice that they should kind of be quiet. And in fact, what I really like is when somebody is sitting there saying, I did 5 deals and now I'm a mentor and you should pay me thousands of dollars because I'm going to teach you how to do it just like I did. And yet, I mean, like 5 deals, really? So you have to be careful. We give sound advice. We give great advice. We give advice backed by experience. And I'm not just trying to tout my horn. I'm telling you out there, if you seek out training for this type of business or anything, make sure you're getting sound advice. Make sure that you're getting proven strategies that work, methodologies that you can use that have a basis of fact, not theory. And I see a lot of people teaching theory out there, and you can't make money on theory.
Cliff, I want to talk about some other things that are related to that, but did we have a shout out that we wanted to give to somebody before we go any further?
I have somebody in the residential mortgage business that I'd like to give a shout out. Luke is a California lender. He can do financing for you, not necessarily on the side of like a hard money loan or whatever, but a lot of the people that take our training end up buying a house, fixing it up, and selling it. And when you do that, one of the most important things is not that I'm a control freak, and Jake, you can't say anything right now, but because I'm controlling the situation. But I like to stay in control of the transaction from the start to the end, and that includes the people that are going to buy the property from us. And the only reason that you want to maintain control over that is to know that if they're going for a mortgage, if they're going for financing to buy the property, you want to make sure that you are on the first page with their mortgage person so that you will know if there's going to be any problems. Whereas if you're not connected with that mortgage person will just keep trying to put the deal together. And you need somebody that can say, you know what, this isn't going to work. You probably need to shut this down. Luke is, I'll give out his phone number real quick. It's 559-400-6921. So that's 559-400-6921. And he's at extension 12. It's Primary Residential Mortgage Incorporated. So if you have some mortgage needs, if your buyers are looking to purchase a home from you, or if you want to buy a home for yourself to live in, go ahead and give Luke a call.
And we give a shout out to Luke, say, hey, how are you doing up there in Fresno? And we look forward to seeing you again real soon.
Yeah, and tell him that Cliff and Jake sent you, and it's 559-400-6921. So we got about a minute left for another break. And when we get back, Jake, what did you want to talk about? I know you had some things on your agenda.
Honestly, I think we wanted to talk about the recent event we did up in Bakersfield and talk about that a little bit, because it was, as I was pondering, we totally forgot about it, but it's just something that happened. And there are some things that happened there that are very interesting, that are along the lines of what we were talking about, people who are experts, people who have done a deal or two, even people who have been in the business. I'm thinking of one situation, I won't even mention what part of it is. And they come up short and how we deal with those situations is very important. So we've got about 5 seconds left, and we're going into the break. Joe's going to play the music. Play the music, Joe, anytime now.
There it is.
Dum, 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 dum. Oh, and there we are.
You're listening to the Real Estate Expert Online Radio Show. To start your own personal financial revolution, call 1-800-396-1501 or visit realestateexpertonline.com. Jake and Cliff will be right back. Tired of always being broke? Want to make money flipping houses like they do on TV, but you don't know where to start? Want to know how to find all the money you'll need to make profits from real estate? If you want to live the life you've always dreamed about, Cliff's Real Estate Investing Training is for you. Learn hands-on, real-world investing strategies, walk properties, and learn how to avoid the biggest mistakes. Cliff shows you what repairs sell houses faster and for bigger profits. Plus, learn how to wholesale properties for quick cash. 2 full days of training gets you started right away. Cliff gives you the latest strategies to buy, fix, and sell houses quickly so you can flip houses and make profits every time. Fire your boss and drop the 9-to-5 grind. Join Cliff and his team Saturday and Sunday, May 19th and 20th at the Courtyard by Marriott in Rancho Cucamonga. Call 1-800-396-1501 or go to www.liverealestateevents.com. That's www.liverealestateevents.com today.
Hey, Crystal, what you up to?
Oh, Fred dragged me to one of those dumb real estate seminars.
Oh, did you learn the secret to flipping houses?
No, their secret was a $40,000 sales pitch.
You know, John and I flipped 2 houses this year.
Really? Wish we did that. Did you fall for one of those overpriced programs?
No way. We use Cliff Gager's online training at realestateexpertonline.com.
Realestateexpertonline.com? Sounds expensive. Those seminar people were so pushy. Fred almost blew our entire life savings.
No, the price was so low we were skeptical at first, but it's exactly what we needed.
What's that website again?
realestateexpertonline.com. Cliff strategies are the real deal.
realestateexpertonline.com. Oh, here it is. Okay, I signed up for his webinar. I'm super excited.
I have a venti mocha for Crystal.
Oh, that's me. Thanks, Linda. realestateexpertonline.com will finally make our dreams come true.
Yep, realestateexpertonline.com worked for us.
Tired of always being broke? Want to make money flipping houses like they do on TV, but you don't know where to start? Want to know how to find all the money you'll need to make profits from real estate? If you want to live the life you've always dreamed about, Cliff's Real Estate Investing Training is for you. Learn hands-on, real-world investing strategies, walk properties, and learn how to avoid the biggest mistakes. Cliff shows you what repairs sell houses faster and for bigger profits. Plus, learn how to wholesale properties for quick cash. 2 full days of training gets you started right away. Cliff gives you the latest strategies to buy, fix, and sell houses quickly so you can flip houses and make profits every time. Fire your boss and drop the 9-to-5 grind. Join Cliff and his team Saturday and Sunday, May 19th and 20th at the Courtyard by Marriott in Rancho Cucamonga. Call 1-800-396-1501 or go to www.liverealestateevents.com. That's www.liverealestateevents.com today. Welcome back to the Real Estate Expert Online Radio Show with Jake and Cliff. Your personal financial revolution for financial independence continues.
And you know, it's funny because we haven't even talked about Bakersfield. And why haven't we talked about Bakersfield yet, you say? Well, we were there this last Tuesday evening at what it was called, the Wiki Wine or the Wine Wiki or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Anyway, it was a wine bar. And fortunately for us, they also had regular alcoholic beverages. But we don't partake of those things. We just enjoy looking at them and going ooh and ah as we walk past the bar. So you know, we're teetotalers, aren't we? But we had a great event, and this was a kind of an interesting thing. It's called a Phoebe, and Phoebe is an acronym. It stands for For Investors by Investors, and there was some pretty good people, and we had some interesting circumstances. You've got a lot of great people who come to this event. And one of the cool things, I mean, if I may just toot your horn for a moment, is what a great job you do in educating
thank
these
you.
people and the results that you get, because everywhere you go, it's like remember the old Star Trek movies where Kirk always gets the girl, and there was
Yep.
this one scene where Kirk gets this alien shapeshifter girl, and they start kissing, and Dr. McCoy, who's this kind of curmudgeonly older man, looks at them going at it and says, "What is it with you?" And I almost feel to say that with you when I look at events that we do, and time after time, you get a crowd around you. And this is, of course, after you speak. You're speaking at these
Right.
events, and you get a crowd of people around you, and you're there for a couple of hours afterwards talking to them.
Yeah.
And I feel to say, what is it with you? And I can tell you what it is. It's that you have a certain je ne sais quoi, or I don't know what. That's that old Mike Myers joke. Je ne sais quoi means I don't know what in French.
I don't know what. Yeah.
That
That's funny.
that draws people to you, and the only thing I can describe it at is as the information you convey strikes people, and it impacts them in a way that they want to know more, and they gather around you. And man, guys out there in the radio audience, I know it sounds weird, but believe me, this is true.
Yeah.
I've watched this guy do this time and time again, over and over again, month after month, year after year, and it's always the same. And but it's great, and you know what it is? It's people who want the same things we talk about. It's people who genuinely want and are ready for their personal financial revolution. And it's just exciting, man. It's exciting to be on that. Do you want to expound on that a little bit?
Just a little, because basically what happened is I like to teach about things. And in fact, if you follow me on Facebook, it's just Cliff Gager on Facebook. I'll pose questions here and there about what are the things that are the biggest obstacles you find, or the biggest problems that you have in doing real estate investing. And a lot of the newbies will always say money. It's like money's hard. Well, money is probably one of the easiest things, and we talk about that on our property tour as to get that. But one of the reoccurring things that happens, Jake, is people say, how do I know what a deal is? You hear people on Facebook or at meetings, at RIA meetings, they're pitching their deals, and how does a new person know?
That's right.
if this person is pitching a great deal, or it's a really great deal for the person pitching it, if you kind of know what I mean.
That's right. There are a lot of old hands there, and we saw that at this particular Phoebe, and they are there, and they're pitching their deals, and there were also some new people weren't there. There's one couple that I was thinking of in particular, but there were several there, and the question arises is that they're being approached by this person and that person and the other person, wondering,
buy this, buy that.
They're saying, this is a deal, come do me. And the question is very germane, therefore it becomes, how do I know when a deal is a deal?
Yeah.
I mean,
so that's
this becomes crucial.
So that's what I taught during the event. We say event. During the meeting, it was a little group gathering.
Yeah, it was a little group gathering. Yeah.
About 30, 35 people, I think, was in there.
Yeah.
And basically, I taught how to calculate the value of a property. And in fact, we had an appraiser. He owned an appraisal business for like 30-something years. And he was asking me questions, and I was asking him questions. And I think he kind of left there thinking, my God, he just did it a lot easier than all the crud that I have to go through in order to get an appraisal. He just figured it out in like 35 seconds. And that's the kind of action you have to be able to take in order to make money in this business. You've got to move quickly. The deals are out there. You just have to identify them. They don't have a big sign on it that says, hey, I'm a smoking hot deal, come buy me. You have to be able to figure that out. So if someone is saying, hey, this is a great purchase, you buy it for $100,000, you put $50,000 into it, you sell it for $200,000, and then you come to find out, and it sounds like it's great because you're going to make $50,000, But then when you start doing what I teach and you find out that the value of that property is only $150,000, that means that when you buy it for $100 and you put 50 grand in it, you're at the max capacity that property will sustain, and that means you're not making any profit.
You're not making any profit, and the other people that you're involved with in the deal, they're not going to tell. That's right. The lender is not going to tell you that, especially if it's, say, a hard money lender. They're not going to tell you that because they have their own agenda, and you don't even know what that agenda is. And maybe sometime we'll talk about what their agenda is and how they can prey upon investors, especially new investors. But nobody's going to tell you. And so having the right information, being able to know this for yourself, absolutely crucial.
Yeah, it really is. And because if you walk into a deal that you're going to lose money on, you're not going to do many deals. But all the parties involved in getting you to the point of sale where you find out by the appraiser that your value is 150, not 200, and this is after months and months and months of it sitting there because it's priced, it's overpriced, and then finally somebody comes and makes an offer, and you're like, oh my God, get this off my hands. You can't. We're bleeding. We're losing too much. The lender's going to take the house back. We're going to lose everything. And I've seen people do that with bad advice from where they learned how to do these transactions. So one of the basic things I teach is how to calculate the value of the property, how to do a, quote, appraisal of the value, and what constitutes the value as far as, how do I know what it's going to sell for? Jake, I know exactly what the house is going to sell for when I buy it. I know what it's going to sell for months before I sell it. And if you do it that way, you might pass on a lot of transactions because the numbers don't work. But and somebody actually complained to me and said, Cliff, if I do it the right way, I'm never going to get any deals. Well, if you're going to be doing them the wrong way, they're not deals.
They're not deals.
Right. So you got to know where the starting point is. You got to have the correct starting point, and to be able to work up to a number that would be your maximum allowable offer. I teach this in depth at the Rancho event that's coming up this weekend. So again, liverealestateevents.com will register you for your free seat, and make sure you RSVP, because if you don't, we can't let you in the door if you don't have a reservation. So make sure that you RSVP through liverealestateevents.com. And, just come down, and I'm going to teach how to do that. That's what I talked about in Bakersfield. And when I did, the entire group of people that were there that had never done any transactions before, they were all like, oh, my God, what is he saying? This is so good. It's always the way it is
with you.
And I never really noticed it until you mentioned it. And then I kind of look in the audience, and they all have that glazed over look, like I'm like, oh my God, he's
and this certainly
something that works.
And what you're certainly telling them could sound to the listeners to be very self-effacing and very arrogant. Believe me, it isn't. This guy, it's like I feel like Dr. McCoy is Captain Kirk saying, "What is it with you anyway?" Because he actually has this, and I honestly have not seen this in other event speakers. How that to just say it in a certain way, they have a certain effect on their people like this. But it's basically because you're giving them the knowledge that
they've been seeking.
They've been seeking, and that they know they haven't been getting elsewhere.
Yeah.
And so I think maybe that's what it is. I think maybe they get a little more excited and a little more earnest, because people know when they hear it. They know that they're getting the straight scoop, and you give them the straight scoop. And of course, Cliff also spends time afterwards at these events talking to people, and it just really works out. But that's great for us. But the thing for you is that it needs to work out for you. You need to know if a deal is a deal going in. You make your money before you buy, don't you, Cliff?
Yep, you absolutely do. And in fact, let's talk about that a little bit, about the money part. right after this break. When we get back from this break, we should talk about it. And we're almost up against the show. It's coming up. So live, realestateevents.com. Make sure you register today.
We have another couple of minutes, though, so come on back. Hang in and listen to us.
Come on back. We'll be right back.
Time. Yep.
You're listening to the Real Estate Expert Online Radio Show. To start your own personal financial revolution, call 1-800-396-1501 or visit realestateexpertonline.com. Jake and Cliff will be right back. Tired of always being broke? Want to make money flipping houses like they do on TV, but you don't know where to start? Want to know how to find all the money you'll need to make profits from real estate? If you want to live the life you've always dreamed about, Cliff's Real Estate Investing Training is for you. Learn hands-on, real-world investing strategies, walk properties, and learn how to avoid the biggest mistakes. Cliff shows you what repairs sell houses faster and for bigger profits. Plus, learn how to wholesale properties for quick cash. 2 full days of training gets you started right away. Cliff gives you the latest strategies to buy, fix, and sell houses quickly so you can flip houses and make profits every time. Fire your boss and drop the 9-to-5 grind. Join Cliff and his team Saturday and Sunday, May 19th and 20th at the Courtyard by Marriott in Rancho Cucamonga. Call 1-800-396-1501 or go to www.liverealestateevents.com. That's www.liverealestateevents.com today.
Hey, Crystal, what you up to?
Oh, Fred dragged me to one of those dumb real estate seminars.
Oh, did you learn the secret to flipping houses?
No, their secret was a $40,000 sales pitch.
You know, John and I flipped 2 houses this year.
Really? Wish we did that. Did you fall for one of those overpriced programs?
No way. We use Cliff Gager's online training at realestateexpertonline.com.
Realestateexpertonline.com? Sounds expensive. Those seminar people were so pushy. Fred almost blew our entire life savings.
No, the price was so low we were skeptical at first, but it's exactly what we needed.
What's that website again?
realestateexpertonline.com. Cliff strategies are the real deal.
realestateexpertonline.com. Oh, here it is. Okay, I signed up for his webinar. I'm super excited.
I have a venti mocha for Crystal.
Oh, that's me. Thanks, Linda. realestateexpertonline.com will finally make our dreams come true.
Yep, realestateexpertonline.com worked for us.
Tired of always being broke? Want to make money flipping houses like they do on TV, but you don't know where to start? Want to know how to find all the money you'll need to make profits from real estate? If you want to live the life you've always dreamed about, Cliff's Real Estate Investing Training is for you. Learn hands-on, real-world investing strategies, walk properties, and learn how to avoid the biggest mistakes. Cliff shows you what repairs sell houses faster and for bigger profits. Plus, learn how to wholesale properties for quick cash. 2 full days of training gets you started right away. Cliff gives you the latest strategies to buy, fix, and sell houses quickly so you can flip houses and make profits every time. Fire your boss and drop the 9-to-5 grind. Join Cliff and his team Saturday and Sunday, May 19th and 20th at the Courtyard by Marriott in Rancho Cucamonga. Call 1-800-396-1501 or go to www.liverealestateevents.com. That's www.liverealestateevents.com today. Welcome back to the Real Estate Expert Online Radio Show with Jake and Cliff. Your personal financial revolution for financial independence continues.
That's right, and we're back. Hello, everybody, and this is the Real Estate Expert Online Radio Show with Jake and Cliff. And in our last segment here, if any of you have any real estate questions and you're in the local area, listening area, our number is 888-909-1050. You can listen in and give us a call on that. We'll be welcome to answer any of your questions. And the off-air number for those of our affiliates who are listening at a different time or on a different day is 800-396-1501. And we're back, and we're talking about this situation in Bakersfield, and we're talking a little apologetically about extolling your virtues as a teacher. But then we're also talking about some very important things. We're talking about money. A lot of people think that money is an important part of the deal, and that it's a kind of a unique part of the deal in which that it's kind of insurmountable. It's like, oh my gosh, how are we going to find the money? But an equally problematic part of the deal is when you don't know what the real value of the property is.
Right.
And how to take care of that, how to find out about that. Did you want to discourse on that? Or we can go, we've got lots of different subjects to talk about, but did you want to say anything more on that before we move on?
That was what I was saying is, with people not knowing the value of the property, how on earth could you ever calculate the transaction to be a profitable situation? So one of the things that we teach is to do the valuation of what the as-is value of the property is right now and what it will be when you go to sell it. But again, going back to the Bakersfield event, it was the fact that they were looking at me like, oh my God, what is he saying? It sounds right. And then the banter between all the parties involved in the room just kind of proves my point that a lot of people don't know what they're doing. They think they know what they're doing. There's a lot of people out there that act like they know what they're doing, and they and Jake, I don't think it's they're purposefully trying to take advantage of people. It's just that they get into these deals and they do these transactions, and they might sell you something that they think is a good deal. There's too many people out there that don't know what they're doing.
Well, and this is what I wanted to say. I mean, and as you were talking, I was thinking about my experience in law, and I don't want to go into a big thing about it, but basically I just found out that in the legal profession, there are those who are in it who they really don't know that much.
They don't know.
And
it's scary.
And it's scary, and I see the same thing in this profession. And you said it first, and I'm glad that you said it first. But some of the things that I hear so-called professionals say just really frighten me. You get when, like, for example, and this is what you're kind of, you're a good guy. You're not.
Yeah,
I am more. I think people are more likely to look at me and say, watch out for this dude. Because a lot of times I scowl, and even though I'm a happy, smiley guy, my default expression can look like a scowl. But you're just a happy guy walking around in your Tommy shirts, and I apologize what I said before the coffee shirt and things like that.
Yeah, I got it on right now.
You have a genial and easygoing attitude about you, but the thing that I notice about you is that you will engage professionals or cognoscenti. And when I say cognoscenti, I mean people who state, oh, I've done this, I've done 20 deals, I've done 80 deals, I'm a mentor, I'm this, I'm that, who hold themselves forth as some sort of knowledgeable person in real estate. And then in your presentation, you ask them a question, and to listen to the tenor and the character and the quality of the responses. And what you get is a lot of, well, it could be that, but then again, you've got to, and don't forget that you've got to take into account, and I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't say that to bring anybody down, and we're not naming any names here, but we see it all the time. And this is the thing where you think, wow, these people were relying on these people to find out what the value of the deal is, or for they're relying on them for their knowledge. And as I say, and I sound like a broken record, but I think I can, because we have people coming and going and listening to us, and they don't necessarily know what we said last week, let alone 30 seconds ago. And the people come in and they don't know these things. And there's nothing more crucial than to understand how much a property is. There's nothing more crucial, and to understand that other people will not necessarily tell you the things that you need to hear. And that's what you do. And people get
it. So if like I was saying, we handle the questions that people ask us, and we give solutions to those issues or problems that they have. And like I said, a lot of people say, oh, I can't find the money. I can't find the money. I can't find the money. Do you know how much money is out there that people are making squat on that would love to participate in a real estate transaction and make an 8 to 10% return on their money. And Jake, I used to borrow the money at high interest rates because it's the turnover. If you take $100,000, you pay even 15% interest on it, and you turn that $100,000 into 10 real estate deals over a year's period of time, the 15% is kind of insignificant when you factor that you made $20,000 per flip and you did it 10 or 15 times in a year. It's people that don't understand finance. It's people that don't understand how money works. And money will always follow a deal. So if you hear somebody telling you that the money is the hard part, they're not getting deals, because as soon as you create a smoking hot deal, if I bring you $1 million house that you can buy for $300,000 that needs $100,000 in repairs, you should be able to find that at Starbucks. You can find, you know what I mean? You could put a sign up and says, I need funding for my real estate transaction. Stand on the side of the road and get somebody to fund that deal. Yeah. And it's money follows the deal. It's always been true. And people say you can't do a deal without the money and you can't get the money without a deal. Come this weekend and I'll show you how to do it. It's simple.
And you will explain to them next weekend what the wisdom of the saying is, that money follows the deal.
Absolutely.
That sounds backwards. That sounds completely backwards. It's more like, oh my gosh, how can we do this deal because we don't have the money to do it? And then someone like you comes up and says, well, that's ridiculous because money follows the deal. Talk about a new frame of reference.
Yeah, sorry, I'm having an allergy
I love
attack.
that one when I first heard that one.
Yeah, but that's why people stand around and they listen to me after the event, because they're like, oh my God, you just told us how to do this. So that's what you got to do.
All right, so we invite you. We're coming to the end of the show. We invite you to come next week to Rancho Cucamonga. That's 11525 Mission Vista, the Courtyard Marriott. And we will be there, and you will learn the answers to these questions. And we thank you for
LiveRealEstateEvents.com.
That's right. Go to LiveRealEstateEvents.com and you'll find out all about it.
You've been listening to the Real Estate Expert Online Radio Show with Jake and Cliff. The real estate investing revolution has only just begun. Want more information on your own personal revolution? Go to realestateexpertonline.com or call 1-800-396-1501. The owners of the show, this station, or any of its affiliates want you to know that real estate investing is risky. You could lose your entire investment. Topics and opinions expressed in the show are for informational and entertainment purposes, not professional advice or even factual reporting. The owners disclaim any responsibility to supplement, correct, or modify the content of any broadcast. Nothing in this content shall be construed to create an agreement, waive this disclaimer, encourage evasion or disobedience to any law, or constitute a submission to jurisdiction in any state or country. Persons or entities referred to are entirely fictional. No reference to an actual person or entity is intended, but is entirely coincidental. Tired of always being broke? Want to make money flipping houses like they do on TV, but you don't know where to start? Want to know how to find all the money you'll need to make profits from real estate? If you want to live the life you've always dreamed about, Cliff's Real Estate Investing Training is for you. Learn hands-on, real-world investing strategies, walk properties, and learn how to avoid the biggest mistakes. Cliff shows you what repairs sell houses faster and for bigger profits. Plus, learn how to wholesale properties for quick cash. 2 full days of training gets you started right away. Cliff gives you the latest strategies to buy, fix, and sell houses quickly so you can flip houses and make profits every time. Fire your boss and drop the 9-to-5 grind. Join Cliff and his team Saturday and Sunday, May 19th and 20th at the Courtyard by Marriott in Rancho Cucamonga. Call 1-800-396-1501 or go to www.liverealestateevents.com. That's www.liverealestateevents.com today.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, and now 102.3 FM.
Your NBC Sports Radio update starts now.